You know, I'm a young man. I'm not an old man yet. But from my knowledge of history, as far as I can tell, it's possible, it's even probable that the silliest thing in the history of the United States happened today. And I am just absolutely so entertained, so dumbstruck at what has taken place. So this intelligence, the Russian intelligence on Trump, right? The specious, fact-free zone of Democratic establishment claims against Donald Trump and his connections to Russian hackers and Putin, etc. So silly. But it took an entirely new step today and just went into a whole other ballpark. And it surrounded a intelligence file that I guess John McCain, old senile John McCain, gave these documents. Somebody gave the documents to him, and he gave it to the FBI saying, you guys gotta look at this. This is crazy. And sure enough, it is crazy. There's a document that supposedly was the information that the Russians had on Donald Trump to blackmail him, and it involved, I guess, inviting him to Moscow, and he stayed in some hotel, and he stayed in a room where Obama was in, and they sent in these Russian prostitutes, and they gave him golden showers or something, like, just absolutely wild stuff beyond belief, literally, and other things like Donald Trump was holding a plate of chicken nuggets when he told his daughter to reply on Twitter. Like, it's like, wow, could anyone possibly believe this when reading it? And yes, the answer is yes. The only people who are capable of believing it are the completely deluded snowflakes known as the Hillary Clinton supporters and the mainstream media, at least some of it. Even the New York Times is calling bullshit on this one. But CNN ran with it. They published the story. BuzzFeed actually published the document, trying to be all journalistic and giving a little caveat at the beginning, like, we can't verify all of this, but we want you to decide, the reader. And so they published a document, and people are looking at it, and they're like, this is retarded. This is not real. This is completely bogus and fake. And sure enough, it gets even better, okay? So it is totally a fake document, but that's not all. So it was, I guess, looking at the chain of how this information got to the intelligence agencies. I guess, so somebody on the internet from a Reddit forum known as 4chan, and for those of you who don't know, 4chan is a sub-community on the internet, and it's a bunch of nerdcore guys, and they get a little wild, and so one of them basically produced this completely bogus intelligence report about the Russians. Actually, he didn't even mention the Russians. He just made up this completely wild, asinine story about golden showers and prostitutes. And so this guy on 4chan, pretending to be a British intelligence operative or ex-British intelligence, gives it to a guy named Rick Wilson, who I guess is like some writer. Rick Wilson gives it to Evan McMullin, who was a completely irrelevant third-party candidate for president in 2016. And Evan McMullin gives it to John McCain. And now, so the intelligence agencies release this file, and they stupidly release it to the public. BuzzFeed further stupidly releases it in its full form, and the entire public realizes, holy shit, they really are completely fake news. CNN is fake news, and they just got trolled. They just got hoaxed by an internet user on 4chan. I can't even imagine, like, a more damning incident for the mainstream media, especially at this point. My God, they were on life support. They were breathing out of tubes, okay? They needed blood transfusions just to maintain the barest iota of credibility, and now this happens. While on their crusade against fake news, they get hoaxed by a 4chan user and try to tell the world that Donald Trump loves golden showers and has ties to Putin in Moscow. And within hours, they get exposed as complete bullshit. The mainstream media died today. For anyone who has two brain cells firing in their head, there's no way anyone of any serious level of rationality in this country or any other can take CNN seriously. I mean, nobody took BuzzFeed seriously, but they really screwed the pooch this time. After the Vermont utility thing, after all the other bogus Russian hacking bullshit, like, guess what, John McCain? Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. No one cares what Lindsey Graham and John McCain think. The whole point of Trump getting elected and routing all of your little schmarmasaurs in the primary is that we don't give a shit about old man John McCain anymore, and nobody believes the Russian hacking, all right? We are going to be friends with Russia, okay? We have a lot in common. The Russian people are good people. The American people are good people. And we're going to be friends, and we're going to blow the shit out of ISIS together. And then we're going to get the fuck out of the Middle East. So that's my 2 cents for today. Hope you all have a wonderful beginning of 2017. It's already shaping up to be a real barnstormer. And I just can't wait. I think Trump is already the greatest president in a century. And I just love to see all the snowflakes melting all over every single one of his Twitter posts. So have fun with your witch hunt. Nobody else outside of your echo chamber believes a fucking word of it. And yeah, we'll see where this goes. Peace.